Chapter 6, Vel's Welcoming. Okay, Vel is going to wake up soon, and she's bound to have a lot of questions, said Soul Forger after they brought Vel back to Princess Twilight's castle and gave her a guest room while they were waiting for her to wake up after receiving the antidote to the poison. I need to report to Chronica that the mission was a success, so I'll let you two tell her what's going on. Yes, but now what? We just took her out of her timeline and brought her 1 million years into the future where her kind are nearly extinct, asked Tempest Shadow, who was confused. Well, the time fixers never attack the same targets twice unless there's a war, and the target gets officially recruited by our organization, so she's no longer in danger, said Soul Forger before thinking. She's going to basically get the same treatment as Pyromax and Queen Chrysalis, but she's not an adult, which is a first when we get a target to replace in history. She's a kitten of her species, so the company can't give her the funds to live on her own. We can get another to help in finding her a place to live so she can start over, but that'll take time. Well, then let me, said Princess Twilight, who surprises both Soul Forger and Tempest Shadow, both at once. I am not someone who was helped by time ghosts, so they won't mistake me for one, and I've got plenty of room in my palace. Yeah, but their assassins saw you with Tempest Shadow, who is a trainee. They could mistake you for an agent just for that, said Soul Forger before letting out a sigh. But this isn't my call. The order always lets the decision of placing to the ones we help in the mission. Look, I'll give my report to Chronica that the mission was a success with only one little hitch that was taken care of, and you can tell me the next time you see me and Tempest Shadow at our shop. Tempest, I'm heading to HQ now, and you can meet me back in Canterlot when you're done with your break. Okay, said Tempest Shadow, before Soul Forger left them with Vel, and the two of them got themselves a midnight snack in the kitchen. So you mind explaining to me how you ended up with the scourge of the Crystal Empire? That's a complicated story, but he's my dad, said Princess Twilight, who surprised her. I just found out recently, after getting his powers and my horn changing shape as well as growing longer, that, well, a trip to this secret room before summoning his spirit to get the full story. Turns out he sent me from his time when he first fought the royal sisters with my birth mom for our projection, but only I survived the time jump to be raised by the ponies who adopted me. He agreed to tell me everything he knows about what I missed in return for bringing him back to life and give him a chance. I've only seen him as a tyrant of the Crystal Empire because of what he's done to every pony, but now that we know we're related, he's acting so different. Also, aside from you and Soul Forger, Spike is the only one who knows about this. Could it be an act, or him being a villain was an act? Said Tempest Shadow with a sigh before looking into her horn. You were probably wondering who I am when we saw each other on that mission and how I'm so formal. Well, about several years from now, in an alternate reality, you and I meet in a different way. I was the general of a powerful villain's army, but it wasn't truly by choice. The guy promised to fix my horn, which I broke as a foul in return for working for him. But when he got everything he wanted, which was me, capturing you and all the princesses in this land, he revealed he was lying to me. He had no plans on even trying to fix it, which was when I changed sides and helped you take him down. We became friends after that. Wow, so you got in the head of a villain, huh? Asked Princess Twilight before remembering she said they had become friends. Well, I know we were friends in another reality, but I hope we can be in this one. We sure we were sure made quite the great team in that adventure. Sure, Twilight, said Tempest with a small smile. Also the villain you should be wary of when it comes time is Storm King. He's the one I worked for in that other reality, and he should be in this one. Storm King. I'll remember that, said Princess Twilight before deciding to get some rest. Vel awoke right after dawn and said, while looking around her guest room in the palace from the bed she was lying in, where? Pretty. Vel looked around the room to see that her ring was on a nightstand. What happened? I don't recognize this place, and most of the structure of these walls were made of crystal. Val put her ring back on, its claw from her claw tail, and looked about the room before heading to the door. She tried it and found it wasn't locked, and it was easy to open. So apparently I'm not some prisoner wherever I am, and whoever brought me here. Val came out into the hallway of the area of the building surrounding her guest room. Val was surprised at how high the ceiling is and found it was well furnished. She was looking for some sign of what kind of building she was in when she heard some noises in a nearby room that sounded like running water. So she headed over to that room, hoping to find someone who would answer, who could give her the answers she'd been hoping to get right now. Oh, yeah, I just know Rarity well. Oh,
hi,
said Spike, who was trying to bulk up while looking at his reflection when Vel opened the door to the bathroom he was in, and her eyes went wide. So you see, that's why I can make fireworks with my horn. Oh, said Tempest Shadow before they heard Vel scream all the way down from the room they were in. They came rushing into the main corridor to find Vel riding a chandelier while shooting magic blasts from her ring down at Spike, who was trying to duck and cover up. What's going on?
You tell me. I was just in the bathroom, brushing my fangs when she barged in, took one look at me before running, screaming, and when I caught up to her, this started,
said Spike while refusing to admit he was showing off in a mirror in front of them.
Next time you bring a Ali Zotto look-alike, you mind warning me ahead of time that she has a magic ring?
Sorry, Spike, but that was last minute. All right, that's enough, said Princess Twilight before casting a powerful spell that freezes time around Vel, and then she pulls off the chandelier to bring her struggling form down. Now, if we explain things, would you stop firing at Spike? Said Vel, who was very scared. Where am I, and who are you? Wait, you two saved me from the monsters on that roof. Yeah, I'm Twilight Sparkle, and this is Tempest Shadow. Over there is Spike, said Princess Twilight before Val looked to her legs, then horns and wings. Oh, you've probably never seen anything like me before, or Tempest. We're ponies. Well, I'm an alicorn princess, and she's a unicorn. I see, and I'm guessing you can use magic. Look, I await your royalty, said Val, while her eyes widen before she looks around the room while still being held in her magic. So I'm in a palace of some kind. Where are the guards? Would you mind telling me why you just attacked Spike? Asked Princess Twilight, who wanted to avoid the royalty subject right now. I'm a little scared of dragons, said Vel with an embarrassed look. Well, you don't have to be with Spike. I raised him and he wouldn't hurt anyone, said Princess Twilight before getting serious. Now, if I let you go, will you not use your ring to hurt anyone unless you're actually in danger, or I will have to take it. Okay, I'll stay calm, said Val before she was finally let go of her magical grasp and placed gently down on the ground. So what's going on? Why am I here? Where am I? And who are these guys that were trying to kill me? You're in my home, and as for what happened, I'll let Tempest tell you everything, said Princess Twilight before they went to her study, and Spike made them all breakfast, including Vel, who was very hungry. I'm 1,000,000 years into the future, and my kind are nearly extinct, said Vel after a long explanation that took nearly 3 hours, and most of the stuff Princess Twilight thought Tempest shouldn't have told a child around her age. How many of us are left?
Aside from you, one, as far as we know, only one other, but he's a villain from a famous book series,
said Spike with a smile. What's a book? Asked Val, which was when Princess Twilight's mouth dropped.
It's kind of something you write stories down onto. Yeah, you have a lot to learn about this time,
said Spike, who was trying to be friendly, but since she's afraid of dragons, he was keeping his distance until she gets used to him being around her without freaking out. But I'm basically alone now. You said I was taken out of my timeline a month before a huge meteor wiped out my people, said Val, whose a cat-like ears dropped as she realized her sad predicament. All of my family and friends would be gone, even if the meteorite didn't hit, would be eventually taken them away. Hey, you're not alone. Look, I'd like you to stay here with me and Spike, said Princess Twilight, who surprised Val, but she looked hesitant. I really should have thought that through, asking of her so soon now, that I know she's got a fear of dragons and it makes her easily freak out, but she's just been taken out of the time in the world she knew to a world where she knows nothing about. She'll need a good friend to help her through all of this and to lean on. Val thought about it and said, while clinging to her tail a little, I'll think about it. I am grateful for you in saving me, but I don't think... Hey, I understand. Take all the time you need, said Princess Twilight, before turning to look at Tempest. Hey, you mind watching for a bit? I need to talk to Spike about, you know. Oh, right, sure, said Tempest Shadow, despite having no real experience with kids, even the ones who aren't ponies.